It is Saturday, May 11th. Welcome back to the Sustainably Yours Homestead, where today we're going to be giving a long past due update on our oyster mushrooms. Quite a while ago, I posted a video where I found some oyster mushrooms, Pleurotus austriatus, as they're scientifically known. And I posted a couple of videos documenting my attempt at cultivating those wild mushrooms and growing some of my own oyster mushrooms here in the house. The first part of that experiment, the first video, was a complete success. I took the fruiting bodies, the part that you would know as the mushroom, and I put them on some cardboard. They dropped their spores on the cardboard and began to produce mycelium. And the mycelia fully spread throughout the cardboard, and it made what I thought to be some pretty good quality cardboard spawn. From there, I decided to try to make some more cardboard spawn because I only had a couple of small pieces, so I decided to try and make quite a bit more, so eventually I would be able to grow my own mushrooms. This time I tried a different method where I soaked small strips of cardboard in boiling water and then I squeezed out all of the excess water. I haven't posted anything about the mushrooms since that second video, partially because they didn't really do what I was expecting them to do or what I was hoping that they would do, and I kind of forgot about them, to be quite honest, until YouTube user Alex M recently requested an update video, so I thought I would try to pick the experiment back up. So from that last experiment, like I mentioned a second ago, my mycelia didn't really take off throughout the cardboard the way I had hoped they would, the way I expected them to do. Certainly not the way they had the first experiment. And there are a couple of reasons why that might be possible. There are probably a lot of reasons, but two that I've thought of. First of all, the first experiment, I was growing them from spores. So there were lots of spores that dropped from those mushroom fruiting bodies, and so lots of mycelia formed. Whereas the second round, I was allowing that mycelia to spread itself, and so that probably takes a little more time. Second, in the first experiment with the large squares of cardboard, that was corrugated cardboard, so in the middle there's a space. You have the two layers of cardboard, and in the middle there are little air pockets and glue, and the mushrooms tend to like the glue. They also, I imagine the little air pockets probably helped with surface area to grow on and supplying oxygen. When in the second experiment, when I squeezed all of the water out of the cardboard, I really compacted it together. I destroyed all of the corrugation in the middle of the cardboard. I made the cardboard really dense, so I imagine it took a lot longer for the mycelia to be able to work their way through. After the request from Alex M, I went back and checked on what I had growing, and there had been some progress. As a matter of fact, there you can see there's some pinning. I think these are places where the fruiting bodies are beginning to form. They start as these little pins, and then those pins develop into the mushrooms. And you can also see in areas where we don't have pinning, the mycelia has really begun to grow. You can see the white fuzzies. Those are the mycelia. So, I'm going to take this experiment. I'm going to try a couple of different things. First of all, the parts of the cardboard spawn that are pinning, I think I'm just going to leave those there and see what happens, see what we get out of it. But I'm also going to take some of the nice fuzzy mycelia, and I'm going to spread that out into a couple of other media. I'm going to try to make another chunk of cardboard spawn like the first time we did it. And I'm also going to try to make some spawn in some coffee grounds. I've read that those work really well. As a matter of fact, coffee grounds, you can do more than just make spawn. You can actually grow your mushrooms from coffee grounds. We're going to give these two things a try today. Let's start with the cardboard. Now keep in mind, you want to make sure you keep everything as sterile as you possibly can. I've washed my hands, I rinsed them in alcohol, I rinsed my Ziploc bag out with alcohol, and then I made sure that all of it was dried and evaporated. There's some moisture in there, but that's not alcohol. My cardboard. I boiled this water for about 15 minutes before I put the cardboard in there. That way all the chlorine would dissipate out. And then I've had the cardboard sitting for probably another 10 or 15 minutes to allow it to soak thoroughly. Now you don't want the cardboard to be soaked, so I am going to have to wring some of the water out of this, but I'm going to be a little more careful this time about not destroying the corrugation in the cardboard. Yeah, that sounds better. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze it this way. You can see the corrugation is still intact. I'm going to put this in my bag. Alright, so there's my cardboard. Bring in the mycelia! Alright, so I'm going to pick a couple of these pieces that have a decent amount of mycelia fuzz on them. Again, my hands are clean. And I'm going to kind of place this in. Let's get several good pieces. And then I'm just going to get some from there. Not necessarily fuzzy, but you can see there's a little bit of growth on it, so maybe we'll be able to spur that along. I think I'm going to kind of sandwich it in there gently. Make sure there's plenty of contact between the growing mycelia and the new substrate. And that's pretty much it for this one. I'm going to, I'll just seal this up. I think I'm going to leave a little space here at the end where it's not sealed to allow for airflow. And we will store this downstairs in my little heated indoor greenhouse. That should keep it at just the right temperature that we're looking for. Alright, now let's get the coffee going. These are my coffee grounds from this morning's coffee. The hot water from making the coffee was enough to sterilize these, so we'll be good to go there. I'm going to try this little experiment in a small mason jar. This mason jar was boiled for about 10 minutes or so it should be sterile. I'm just going to take the coffee grounds. We can leave the filter and everything in there. The filter is paper, and as we've seen, these mushrooms will grow on paper, cardboard, so we're just going to leave the filter in there. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. Come on. There we go. I think I got it. Alright, so there are our coffee grounds. Let's open this guy back up, and I'm going to get some good pieces. There's a pretty good one. Drop that in. I'm going to get a couple of these that have a few pins growing out of them, so that maybe we will get some mushrooms growing from our coffee substrate a little quicker. Drop that in. So there's a good one. Put the lid on it for just a second. Again, this lid has been sterilized. I'm not going to leave this lid on there, but I want all of this mixed around in the coffee ground. So I want the cardboard spawn to be nice and well mixed in with the coffee grounds. put some more in there. Why not? The more the merrier. That might be a good piece. Okay. Good. And now I'm going to replace this lid with some cheesecloth. This cheesecloth has pretty big holes in it, so I'm going to like fold it up several times here. Cover. See if this lid will still go on over it. Oh yeah. Nice. There we go. Now we'll be able to get airflow into our jar. And I'll come back probably daily, give this thing a good shake, and maybe open it up and check on it. We'll see how long it takes for our mycelia to begin to grow throughout the coffee. We'll also keep an eye on the cardboard. As a matter of fact, I've got a lot of this stuff left over, so I'm going to go ahead and just toss some more of this in all over the place. Let's do that. Alright, let me seal this back up. And I'm going to take these things downstairs to the greenhouse and let them sit. I'll try to remember to keep an eye on them and keep you updated on how it turns out. So to recap, kind of what had happened after the last video, the cardboard that I made was really dense. I squeezed all the corrugations out of it, and I think that inhibited the growth of the mycelia throughout the substrate. It eventually did kind of take off, so what we've done today is we've taken some of this mycelia and we're going to try and transfer it into some better growing media. We've got some cardboard with good corrugations in the middle, and we have some coffee grounds, which I've read these mushrooms will grow really well in, so we're going to give it a try. If this doesn't work, then I guess it's back to the forest to try to find some fresh oyster mushrooms, and we'll start over. I don't know. But I do definitely want to try to grow these things. I'm going to keep at it until I make it happen. If you're interested in seeing how all of this turns out, make sure you subscribe and hit that little notification bell thingy, because we would love to see you back again next time for more daily sustainable living. And if you're a content creator but you've never heard of Steemit, man, you need to jump on that. It's a social media platform where you get paid just for sharing your content. Think something like a blogging platform meets Facebook meets Reddit, where the more upvotes you get, the more steam you get for your post. Now I'm way oversimplifying it, but if you might be interested, I'll drop a link down in the description of this video. This is in no way an affiliated link or anything like that. I just think it's a really cool platform, and I would like to see some more people jump on board.